Guys, it's me again. I know I haven't posted in a while on this channel. I wanted to make that one video how my big break went. I know I completely forgot about it because I have not gotten enough sleep since, because we have been falling asleep much later, and I have just been focused on stuff like that, and I'm still not really used to waking up, whenever. So yeah, since then I haven't really gotten much sleep, but don't worry, I'm fixing everything. I'm fixing my sleep schedule. Everything should be back to normal in like a week. But since I was at Disney, which, yes, if you did not know, I was at Disney for 10 straight days. That's a long time. Like the most vacation time I've ever been on. By the way, this was not in school. Was probably around, I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 days. Sometimes I've gone to the beach, but then COVID hit and I wasn't able to. Sometimes I went to Hershey Park one time last year, and then this year we had to travel all the way down to Florida just so we can get to Disney. And this was actually my first time being on a plane. I know I've been around however long, I'm not saying. And now finally, I have been on a plane. But also, I just kind of want to, talk about my experience here in Disney and kind of our little schedule. So our first day wasn't really our first technical day. We just kind of sat down, Our hotel room was tiny. We stayed at the All-Star Music Resort. Hotel was small, but it was still livable. And then the second day, or the first true day, we went to Disney's Animal Kingdom. We saw a bunch of cool stuff, even like animals that I've never seen before in person, like elephants, giraffes, lions, and other cool stuff like that. Even rhinos was probably one of my favorites. Then, the next day, we went to the Hollywood Studios park, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I don't remember like anything from there, besides maybe Star Wars rides or something, I don't know. And then I'm trying to remember, I think we went to Typhoon Lagoon then next. Yeah, I'm pretty sure then we went to the Typhoon Lagoon, which is the water park, by the way. We stayed there for a while. It was awesome. We all loved it. Then we went to, we also went on did you know that the Typhoon Lagoon actually has the North America's largest wave pool? So if you look at all of North America, Disney has the largest wave pool in it. Every once in a while, these absolutely massive waves come up, and it's so cool. But half the time they break, and it just comes at you full force. Other times it's just nice, it doesn't break down, and then you get to ride it easier. But that wasn't all the time, right? There were also what they call bobbing waves. Those were like little waves, like smaller waves, just in case, nobody wanted to get absolutely wiped out by the big wave. So sorry if I'm blocking the camera. I can't see. It's very bright outside. Anyways, and then we went to Magic Kingdom, which I don't know if you guys know this, but recently I've become a president freak, and they had what's called the Hall of Presidents, which is super cool. They have every single president, yes, from George Washington all the way to Joe Biden, every single president, and it's really cool. I think it's a 22-minute, they say a 22-minute presentation, and they're all animatronics. So like, think of Five Nights at Freddy's, right? Think of the animatronics like Freddy, Chica, all them from Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, that's pretty much what they are, and they're like lifelike. You know, they're super realistic. Also, sorry if it's hard here. The wind is blowing. I hate it. But it's a nice breeze as well. Anyways, there was also a lot of other cool stuff. Like, I can't remember if it was Magic Kingdom or Epcot. We got to meet Mickey. So, got some cool pictures with the mouse, the myth, the legend. We also saw, like, I forget which day it was. I think it was in Hollywood Studios. But we saw like a little presentation of Walt Disney's life, led by Walt Disney, or like a voice of him in an interview back in 19 whatever. It was actually really cool. Oh yeah, then we went to Epcot after Magic Kingdom, which honestly, my entire family agrees, even my parents, my sister, my parents, me, we all agree. Epcot was the best park. There was this one ride that I went on called the Test Track. I'm sure a lot of you guys who have went to Epcot Disney World have heard of it, have probably gone on it. It is the coolest thing ever. For like the roller coasters, you know, if you're not a huge fan of roller coasters, this is a good like training thing. Sorry if my hand just got in the camera there. It's like a good like quote unquote roller coaster training thing. There's a lot of cool stuff to it. And yeah, honestly, I loved it. And we all loved it. Just my parents didn't want to go on it because it went like 60 something miles an hour. And been confirmed by one of the workers that we met there. It is the fastest ride in all of Disney. Throughout their like 50 square miles of land, that's the fastest thing. I don't know why. But we also had a park hopper pass, if you guys don't know what that is. Pretty much since the big pandemic in 2020, you couldn't just go through whatever park you wanted. You had to make reservations for certain parks, hotels, plane rides. Everything got more complicated because no one wanted to get sick. And yeah, then they had to make reservations. We had to make reservations. My parents said this was not easy. They've been planning it for months, and that if we ever go again, then we are not going to be spending 10 whole days. Because it got stressful, you know. Everyone was all cranky because it was hot. By the way, if you did not know, Disney World, Walt Disney World, is in Florida. Orlando, Florida. It's like you're inside an oven. It's burning hot. And also it rained. There was storms half the time. And the funniest thing is, all of the workers, they didn't even care. Like when there was clearly lightning, also you guess I'm switching hands a lot, that's why you see my hand. Anyways, they were just standing there as if nothing was happening, even though it was, like rain was pouring down extremely fast. Lightning, thunder. And then my mom told me that that's absolutely normal in Florida. Also, we saw these massive birds. Like, for comparison, we saw some bird over in our park a few days ago. I was with my neighbor. We were walking. I was also with my sister. We were walking around a park. And then we immediately after we were about to go back to our houses, then we saw like a massive bird. We saw like a massive bird, and then I immediately thought, this reminds me of the birds in Disney, in Florida, really. There was like, there were like these absolutely massive birds that had like long legs and their beaks were huge. They looked kind of like mini flamingos. Not Albert, but mini flamingos, you know, the pink birds. They looked like that, honestly. It was insane. They were absolutely massive. And then we also got to see a lot of other... I can't speak. We also get to see a lot of other really cool animals. Like, we get to see a male and a female tiger. Probably some of the coolest animals I've seen in my entire life, because I don't touch grass. But today, guys, you're going to witness me touching grass for the first time. Never doing that again. It was really cool, honestly. We spent most of our time there. But we even got to see something that a lot of people really like seeing. And that is the probably I'm assuming $50,000 for one night of the Epcot fireworks show. Yes, no, we did not. Yes, no. And no, we did not get to see the Magic Kingdom fireworks. But it was probably the best thing that I have seen the entire time. The fireworks were awesome. It was like a 10-11 minute thing. Honestly, I loved it. Everyone else loved it. We were all cheering, and I got teary because that was our last park day. Then we had one water park day and 2 free days, which one of them we mispredicted the weather, and instead of going to the water park, because we thought there was supposed to be storms for the 70th time, my hand again, I think, we went to Disney Springs. If you do not know what that is, it is the largest Disney shop in the world. In Disney. We got a lot of cool stuff there. We spent our money on some souvenirs. I might actually be able to show some of this cool stuff in another video. But overall, few things. Oh yeah, and if you do not know, Blizzard Beach is closed. That's the other water park. There are 2 water parks. One of them is closed. Wah wah. And apparently they're making into a Frozen one. Wah wah wah. Like Frozen the movie? I think they're making Blizzard Beach themed off of that. I'm annoyed. I don't like Frozen. Anyways, if you guys have ever wanted to go to a park more, Disney, first of all, expensive. That was a lot of money. And most of the days, a few of the days, we didn't even really go anywhere. We went to the park, we went to the amusement parks 5 out of the 10 days. Then we went to the water park 2 out of the 10 days. So that's 7 days. And then one day we went to Disney Springs, so that's 2 extra days we didn't even need. Probably didn't have to go to Disney Springs either. And they said about 6 days is needed because we went to Epcot twice. The funny thing is, my mom had like a park hopper pass from when she went to Disney in I think the 1990s. I don't know how old she was then. Probably not too old. But she had a park hopper pass. She won something, I think. 4 days park hopper pass. And then we spent money to get 5 more days, and guess how many days we have left? 8. We were supposed to go to Magic Kingdom, but then we all agreed Epcot's better. That was our last park day. I tried to go back to Magic Kingdom at the end, but to see the fireworks there, because we already saw the Epcot fireworks before, but it ended up being too late. The buses weren't going to Magic Kingdom anymore. But honestly, the Epcot fireworks, how much money do they spend? I need to know. Probably a lot. And I'm saying, okay, for another thing. For all those wondering, yes, they absolutely overprice everything in Disney. I get why. Because it's probably a multi-billion-dollar company. And they still don't have enough money. But also, they probably spend a lot of money too. They're trying to make it all back. Have you seen the Spaceship Earth down in Epcot? It is massive. It is I can't even begin to explain how massive it is. You'll just have to look up pictures and size comparisons of Spaceship Earth online or something. I can't even begin to explain how big it is. But I'm a little bit more than 5 feet tall. I know I'm short for my age. But there's like 1,000 triangles in there. And each triangle is probably around the size, like as tall as me. And I'm not too tall, but I'm also not like insanely short. So I would have to say it's around, no, it's not a mile high. I was gonna, maybe like a fourth of a mile high. Probably more. I don't know, I'm just estimating. I have seen it, but there's no real way to calculate how big it is. Unless you could. But we're not traveling 10 hours back to Florida. I'd have to say, though, at the end, on Monday, the most recent Monday, we came back. It was depressing. We had an awesome time there. But also, it feels like it wasn't 10 days. It feels like it was 10 seconds. But we will never forget Disney. However, as we were flying back, it sucked because there was a thunderstorm. Like, we finally got back from storm heaven, and there were still storms going on. When we were flying overhead in the plane, we were about to land. Like 5 or 10 minutes later, we were going to land, and we could see lightning. Which, by the way, here's kind of how we got back to Disney, or back home, not Disney. So at about 4 o'clock, we went on the Sunshine Flyer. It was like a bus. And 45 minutes later, we arrived at the airport. And then, it was around 5 o'clock, and our flight didn't leave until 8 o'clock. So we had to sit in the airport for 3 hours. But thankfully, we had devices. We had a phone. Sorry. Sorry. And then our flight takes about 2 or 3 hours. Then we had to wait to get off the plane. We had to get our luggage, which ended up stalling 3 hours. Yeah, it was around 2:30. No, it was around 3 o'clock a.m., which it was Tuesday now. It was officially Tuesday. It was 3 hours into Tuesday. And yes, we had to wait all that time just to get back home. And the drive home with, I'm not going to say what, also yes, I'm not around anymore because whatever. Then we had to get on a bus to get to a parking thingy that we left our car in. Which, by the way, funny little story. While we were on our bus waiting to get to the airport, I was going to play a game on my phone. And then I asked my mom, hey, do you know where my phone is? And then she said, oh God, we left it in the car. This was the first day we were traveling there. We were already super close, like halfway there to the airport. And then my mom just screamed out, not screamed, but like said, excuse me, is there any way to go back to the parking thing? My son left his phone in our car, and then he said yes. And yes, we sadly did end up wasting time. But yes, we also did tip the driver because no one wants to go back and whatever. A little funny story. But good news, it's only like 5 or 10 minutes from there to the airport. And 10 minutes after you see how long the lines are in Disney, yeah. There was one ride that I compared to the Cup Fusion ride in Hershey Park. I forget what it was called. It was a Toy Story ride that was supposed to be only around 30 to 50 minutes in wait time, which, by the way, for Disney, that is not a long time at all. And really, it ended up being around 2 hours. Yes, my hand is here. Hello again. It was torture because our wait time was probably multiplied by 2.5 to get on this ride. It was definitely a little bit annoying, but honestly, yeah. it was a little annoying. But, yeah. Also, afterwards, our luggage ended up being shipped to our house from the airport, which, by the way, the airport is around an hour drive from the airport to our house. So by that time, it was around 3:30 a.m., and we had to fall asleep. And I and me, who really only wakes up at a certain time, my body is like literally on a schedule, like it's the weekend, and it knows when it's the weekend or if it's a school day. Like if it's a school day, I wake up, which by the way, I wake up at like 5:50 because I hate middle school times. I wish I could go back to the elementary school times, even though that was torture too. It was 7 o'clock for me. But anyways, my body still not really recovered from school because we went to Disney. We like got on the bus and stuff. Wait, what was I saying again? I'm still so tired and my memory is completely dead. Oh yeah, I only got around 7 hours of sleep. My sister got around 10 hours of sleep that same night. It was torture. Honestly, it was torture getting that night back coming back home. Yeah. So overall, Disney stressful, but also it's fun. It's worth it. There's even an intermission food court. It's called Intermission. We have it every night for dinner. They literally have Alfredo sauce. It's a portable, well, it's not portable, but it's Disney World's version of Olive Garden, also having pizza. Although they only have cheese and pepperoni, but, I mean, I hate pepperoni, honestly. But they have pasta, they have Alfredo, they have bakery, they even have breakfast. They literally have, like, scrambled eggs for breakfast. They have vanilla pancakes. They've got a lot of stuff for breakfast till 11. Honestly, I might make a little tips and tricks video, or like things you should do, things you shouldn't do while going to Disney. And honestly, I feel like I'm gonna just say one now that could literally save you like hundreds. I don't know how much it was, but a lot of money. I'm just gonna say hundreds. Only buy the Park Hopper Pass if you know exactly what you're doing on those parks. Like, you should look at the parks first. Like, before you go to the parks, look around. Like, look on videos, look on the internet, stuff, just to see what is in that park before buying a Park Hopper Pass, knowing that there's not a lot of stuff for you there. Which, by the way, you can only use the Park Hopper Pass, at least for me. And honestly, just like we use the Park Hopper Pass on Magic Kingdom, because we all knew Epcot's the GOAT. We all wanted to go back to Epcot, so then we used our Park Hopper Pass because we already knew, a lot of the stuff in Magic Kingdom. And so, the tip is look around. I mean, I already said, I'm just summarizing now. Know what's at the park, at a certain park that you know you're going to, because now you gotta do reservations before buying a Park Hopper Pass, knowing that there's not a lot of stuff for you. Like the video if this helps, or do you think it will help? Maybe tell your parents, if we're ever going to Disney, make sure you know what's at the certain parks before buying anything really, Please subscribe. Also, our 3-year anniversary. I missed it. I completely missed it. I wasn't at Disney, though. I was doing other stuff. June 29th, 2020. That was the day I started doing YouTube officially. It's been 3 whole years now. It means so much to me, guys. You guys have shown me so much support. I know it's only been around like 2 years and 2 months on my now main channel, Psychoblocks, but Psycho Vlogs, it has not come nearly as far, and probably because I kind of gave up on this channel and I haven't really been doing as much. But I actually have a Discord server, and I'm literally running a presidential campaign thingy on August. I'm going to select one person, or really, no, you guys in my Discord server, select one person to be the president of my Discord server. And no, it's different. It's different from what you think. They're not owning the server. They're technically like a co-owner, but they don't have all the permissions because they're technically just like the moderator and admin leaders. Okay, that's all. Subscribe. I did not think the video was going to be 25 minutes long now. And yeah, also I might be getting an ant farm and a cat, so stay tuned. I might actually make videos on one or both of those. And yeah, subscribe if you're ready for an ant farm, I guess. I mean, I might be getting one. And a cat. And that is all. Goodbye. Also, give me money. I need money. I'm kidding. Okay. I don't know what that last part is. I'm still annoyed. Not annoyed, but like, you know, I'm still tired from Disney. Okay. Goodbye. Tell me if you want more videos on Disney.